Sid's going to take his attention away. Hold on. All right, Peter Weedfald is here along with Sid Bernstein and May Pang, and we are talking about a lot of different things, but we were talking about the Beatles. And Peter is working on a project. I don't know how much of it he can tell on the air tonight, but I want to mention this. I had this idea since in my travels and with what's going on with our world right now. I emailed someone this today. A 3-part plan that I think will make America whole again, or at least will bring us in the direction of being whole. And here it is. Number 1, we need to stop talking negative on the air about anything other than business facts. We need to not editorialize and say business is bad. We can give figures and facts on the air if you want, but no more negative talk. No more of this, the economy is bad, and here's this one's failing because of. You got to just give the news and stop giving your comments on why everything is bad.
Absolutely.
Because people are not going to spend money when they hear that money is going to tighten up, and they're going to need it for something else. Simply put, people are afraid to spend, and they're living in fear. Part 2. I think we need to realize in this economy, because we have so overdone everything in our world, we are so fortunate. There's so much goods. That's why we look for a world market, to make them cheaper and to find another place to sell all this crap. So the second part would be, in my opinion, would be to welcome partners. Like Ford is going to partner, and they are now, with Microsoft for the technology in the car. Successfully, people are doing this. Peter's got something going. He's got to tell you himself, though. I don't know if he wants to give you one part of it. But I think the partner part is really important now. Not merging. See, because you can't leverage anymore. People aren't going to loan you money, and you can't live off of a cash flow from a retail business that doesn't exist. So how would you build all these stores when nobody's going to come into them anyway? All they're going to do is start closing them. You can't do what you used to do before. There can't be just 1,000 Dwayne Reed drugstores, you know. And there can't.
Where are we going to get shopping bags?
I think you'll manage. So the third thing is to pray. You better just pray. That's all. All right. So that's the 3-part plan. Now, Peter, on the new technology and on where you're going with your life, which is what I wanted to have you here. You got Sid Bernstein loves the news. You don't know this about him, I don't think. He gets up in the morning and reads the entire New York Times. So on Sunday, you don't see him for 2 days. Reads the whole paper.
John used to sit there every morning with the New York Times.
Wait. Is that why Carlos Slim put $250 million into the New York Times this week? Because Sid likes to read it? Is that what's going on here, Sid?
Yes.
Holy smokes, you are the man.
Sid, do you read the whole paper? Isn't that right?
Not the whole paper.
Yeah, like what?
98%
That's
of
what I
it.
thought. No, but
Joey,
then you watch all of the junkie shows, right?
Joey for years has been putting me down because I totally enjoy and totally read the New York Times. I believe it's the greatest paper.
Well, that's why I said John Lennon sat there every morning, and the New York Times came to our door, and he sat and read it from cover to cover.
Thanks, May. So we had something else in common, John
Absolutely.
and I.
So the New York Times, and Joey, what you said, and I'm going to use it as a trilogy or a troika. You had 3 great points. In my world order, and Sid, unfortunately for me, I don't know if you still have to do it, but I live in the cold steel of the P&L. I live in a world where risk never sleeps, and 24 hours a day I must be fastidious and dauntless and act like a leader in whatever I'm doing to become the leader, like George Morton did.
Right.
And so the fact of the matter is, Joey, you got to be very careful in this world, because as a reconstitution and recongressing, as you said, of the entire community called the United States is taking place, this reconstitution means we're now going to get rid of the fat. We're going to get rid of the waste. We're going to get back to basics. Okay. And this is a normal reconciliation and reconstitution. If you go back 50 years ago, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, these things seem to happen, right? Even with the industrialization of America.
Yeah.
So when I say risk never sleeps, and I'm going to go to the point of technology, imagine I live in a world where I'm in hyper-changing short product life cycles 24 hours a day. I have to build a product and tool it and make a bet and say, we're going to build 75,322 of these widgets or these TVs or these DVD players or Blu-ray players, and I'm going to tell you exactly where they're going to go. And May, here's the trouble. I actually have 30 days to get my profit back. After 30 days, I start losing money right away. Why? Because there's someone else coming in right behind me with a very similar technology that has one more glowing light, that has one more brighter aspiration. So
You got to get in there before they.
right. So it's very, very difficult. This is a business that's not for the faint of heart or the limp-wristed, and it's all around entertainment. So what I like to say when I think about George Martin and his genius and Sid, I've heard the stories about I'm going to use the word again because I know he likes it, your sagacity.
What does that word mean, Joey?
It means
you put Tony Bennett and Count Basie together.
That's right. That's right. Wow, that was great.
That's a tough word.
Yeah,
man.
I know.
How do you pronounce that again?
Sagacity. Sagacity.
remember that.
It means
Man.
great wisdom. Now,
You're right.
Joey is a
You're right.
Joey is a polymath, which is a little bit different.
Yeah.
And you're probably a polyglot, which means you can speak multiple languages and you can relate to things that I could never think about doing. But back to the point. No one buys the cold steel of a television, right? Nobody buys the cold steel of a amplifier and stereo system. You buy the dream.
Right.
You buy the music, you buy the vision, you buy the entertainment. You actually think, when I listen to the Beatles, I don't want to tell you this, May, my whole life when I was a kid, it changed my life, twist and shout.
I'm with you.
I thought I was a Beatle. I actually got into the music so much that I felt like I was part. That's the magic. So it isn't the cold steel of producing technology. It's really the power of servicing imagination of pedestrians and carbon units, whether you're doing it online or
to making it
offline.
work.
Sid, what do you think about that? Was that too
I'll
heavy?
tell you what I think.
Uh-oh.
Although I'm in the middle of my ute.
Your ute?
I'll tell
Did
you
you
what
say
I think.
ute?
Yeah, it's you. It's from the Bronx.
I'll tell you what I think.
Yes, sir.
Even at this early stage of my life, I believe, what's the word again?
Sagacity.
Okay.
I'm starting to get
So I
tired of
must
that word.
so I must have a little of that because I just made a deal with a lovely young lady who's handling press for me. What's her name again? Maureen Shames. Now, mind you,
What's your deal?
I pay her to help me in my work because I'm expanding my horizons. In my ute, I am now being helped because I had an accident, which I'm 2/3 over, by the way, working with a guy deep in the heart of Brooklyn, where a lot of good guys come out of. Anthony, I hope you're listening, so you show up tomorrow when I really need you, you and your son Rocco. Anyway, I've just asked this wonderful chap from deep in the heart of Brooklyn to work with me as I go back to work again. Look out, world. I'm going back to work again.
I
And
see.
I believe as you do.
I hope he
Announced
doesn't.
on the Joey Reynolds Show, right?
Yeah, well, hold on. We're going to take a little break here just before Willy Wonka gets another chocolate factory under his craw here. Sid Bernstein going back to work, and we announced the retirement of May Pang as John Lennon's lover. And we got Peter Weedfald. Be right back.
Well, good for you, man.